Eala loses to Linda Noskova in BNP Paribas Open round of 16. Eala's run at the BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells has come to an end in the round of 16, losing to Linda Noskova, in a clash between former junior rivals. The 20-year-old Filipina lost 2-6, 0-6 to the number 14 seed at the Indian Wells Tennis Garden on Wednesday. Eala, the number 31 seed, defeated the Czech twice in junior competition, first in the Les Petits Aslam Mondial Lacoste final in Tarbes, France, in 2018, and then in the quarterfinals of the 2020 French Open Girls Tournament, but she had no answers in their first professional meeting. Noskova dictated the pace early in the opening set, breaking Eala in her first service game to seize the early momentum. She nearly raced to a 3-0 lead, but Eala showed resistance by saving 2 break points to get on the board. The Czech continued to apply pressure from the baseline and eventually created separation at 4-2, converting another crucial break in the 7th game before closing out the set in the 8th. Noskova's strong serving underpinned the set, firing 3 aces and winning 80% of her first serve points. The second set followed a similar pattern, with Eala unable to gain rhythm as the Czech dominated to claim a bagel. Noskova's serving efficiency remained steady, finishing with 7 aces and winning 78% of her first serve points. Eala defeated Diana Yastremska, of the Ukraine, having been given a bye into the second round, and Coco Gauff, the number 4 seed, from the US, who retired in the second set in the third round, to reach the round of 16. Her defeat by Noskova continues her poor results against Czech opponents. Eala is now 0-11 against players from Czechia in her professional career. The Filipina now returns to the Miami Open at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, where she will look to build on the confidence from her breakthrough semi-final appearance in last year's tournament. Eala's brave run ends against Linda Noskova at the BNP Paribas Open. The desert sun hung quietly above the courts of the BNP Paribas Open in Indian Wells, California. The air carried the tension of elite tennis, the sound of sneakers scraping across the hard court, and the hopes of thousands watching from around the world. For Eala, the rising tennis star from the Philippines, this moment represented more than just another match. It was the continuation of a remarkable journey that had already captured the attention of fans globally. Standing across the net was Linda Noskova of the Czech Republic, the tournament's 14th seed and a powerful young player known for her aggressive baseline game. The round of 16 clash between the two promising athletes promised intensity, skill, and drama. But by the end of the evening, it would be Noskova who advanced, defeating Eala in straight sets, 6-2, 6-0. Yet behind the scoreline was a story of ambition, resilience, and the relentless nature of professional tennis. A historic journey to the round of 16. Before the match even began, Eala had already made history at Indian Wells. The 20-year-old Filipina had become the first player from the Philippines to reach the round of 16 at the prestigious tournament, often called the 5th Grand Slam, because of its scale and reputation. Her path to that stage included a dramatic third-round match against American star Coco Gauff. During that encounter, Gauff was forced to retire due to a painful arm injury while trailing 6-2, 2-0, allowing Eala to advance. The result placed Eala under the spotlight. Fans from the Philippines and around the world celebrated her breakthrough performance, seeing it as a sign that she could compete with the best players on the Women's Tennis Association (WTA) Tour. The stage was now set for her biggest challenge of the tournament. The challenge of Linda Noskova. Noskova entered the match as the favorite. Ranked among the top players and seeded 14th in the tournament, the Czech star had built a reputation for her powerful ground strokes, strong serve, and fearless attacking style. At just 21 years old, Noskova was already proving herself on the WTA circuit. Her game relied on quick offensive strikes, putting opponents under constant pressure. Against Eala, she demonstrated exactly why she is considered one of the most dangerous young talents in tennis. From the opening game, Noskova showed confidence and control. Her serves landed deep and fast, forcing Eala to defend rather than attack. Tough start. The match began with intensity. Eala attempted to use her signature left-handed forehand to move Noskova around the court. But the Czech player responded with powerful returns and sharp angles. Early breaks of serve gave Noskova momentum. Within minutes, she had built a strong lead in the first set. Her aggressive baseline play kept Eala on the defensive, limiting opportunities for the Filipina to dictate rallies. Despite the pressure, Eala fought to stay composed. She chased down difficult shots and tried to extend rallies, hoping to disrupt Noskova's rhythm. But the Czech player remained relentless. Noskova closed the first set 6-2, taking control of the match. The scoreline reflected her dominance, yet Eala continued to battle. The second set, momentum turns completely. In tennis, momentum can change quickly. However, on this night, it stayed firmly with Noskova. The second set began with another strong service game from the Czech player. Her confidence grew with each point, while Eala struggled to find answers against the pace and precision coming from the opposite side of the net. Noskova's ground strokes were deep and consistent. Her returns frequently pinned Eala behind the baseline, forcing defensive shots that allowed Noskova to control the rally. Game by game, the gap widened. Eala attempted to shift tactics, mixing in drop shots and angles. But Noskova anticipated many of these plays, responding with sharp winners. The scoreboard soon read 5-0. Moments later, Noskova sealed the match with another dominant game, winning the second set 6-0 and securing her place in the quarterfinals. The match had lasted just over an hour, but it demonstrated the intensity and competitiveness of top-level tennis. Respect between rising stars. Although the result was disappointing for Eala, the match represented a meeting of two rising stars who have known each other since their junior tennis days. Both players have developed rapidly on the professional circuit, carrying the hopes of their respective nations. For Noskova, the victory marked a significant step forward as she reached her first quarterfinal of the season at Indian Wells. For Eala, the loss served as a learning experience, one that will likely shape her development as she continues to compete at the highest level. Professional tennis often brings harsh lessons. But those lessons are also what transform talented players into champions. The meaning of Eala's breakthrough. Even though her tournament ended in the round of 16, Eala's performance in Indian Wells remains a milestone. Reaching that stage in a WTA 1000 event is an impressive achievement for any young player. It demonstrated her growing ability to compete against top-ranked athletes. More importantly, it highlighted the increasing presence of Filipino athletes in global tennis. For years, tennis fans in the Philippines dreamed of seeing one of their own succeed on the international stage. Eala's rise is turning that dream into reality. Her journey inspires young players across Asia to believe that they too can compete in the world's biggest tournaments.